get to it, man. Let's get to it.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Hey, I'm only here to give y'all what y'all want. If you're new to the channel, you got to check out the community section. I put a poll up every week for the Versus Wars conversation that's going to start on every Monday. So we already did International Players Anthem and who had the best verse on that song. We did Poppin' Tags and who had the best verse on that song. Y'all requested me to do Ice Cream Man. Now I'm about to show y'all the poll results. So y'all said that Ghostface Killer had the best verse on this record. Method Man came in second with 24%. Cappadonna came in third. And the man whose song it was came in last, Raekwon the Chef. You know, Raekwon came with it on that song, though, to be honest with you. And Method Man, I don't even think he had a verse, but when you do the hook on a song, you dominate the song because the hook is repetitive. You know, to me, when I think of a multi-layered group, I think about Run DMC, I think about NWA, and I think about 3 6 Mafia. But to me, out of all of those groups, the Wu-Tang Clan is the best. And I'm from the South saying that. I'm from Tennessee saying that. When you know I love Crunchy Black, DJ Paul, Juicy J, Gangsta Boo, Lil Chat, Project Pat, Lil White. You know I love all them artists that was on 3 6 Mafia, man. Coops Danica. But I gotta, you know, I'm objective. Gotta be honest. Wu-Tang Clan been killing shit for decades. Artists done broke apart from them and went platinum. At one point in time, Cappadonna was my favorite artist of the group. At another point in time, and still to this day, Ghostface Killer been killing shit. I love his last album that was on Mass Appeal, Nas record label. You know, that was a crazy album for that man to be the age that he is. But we talking about Ice Cream right now. And I want to talk about something that I didn't have no clue about. And I wonder if y'all knew about this also. And we're going to give the platform that this came from some props. But this is Cappadonna talking about the record.
Coming into the music industry was when U-God came and got me from my job, took me to the studio with RZA up at Wagner College, the top of the hill. RZA had a studio in the basement. And I went up in there with U-God and I heard a song. It wasn't even a song yet. It was just a verse. I heard a ghost rapping on this ill beat. You know what I'm saying? Little chimes jingling and all that. And then I heard Ray coming in. And I was like, oh, that's dope right there. That's dope right there. So I was joking around with RZA really. And I was like, yo, let me drop a verse on that right there. And he was like, I was like, nah, I'm just fucking with you and shit. He was like, nah, come on. I was like, nah, I'm cool. He was like, yo, just give me just give me 16 bars. I was like, 16, well, what's 16 bars and shit? He was like, nah, just spit something on here. So I wrote something real quick. I wrote it right there on the spot. Took me about 10 minutes. And I did the Black Chocolate Girl Wonder verse. And boom, next thing you know, Meth came in about 15 minutes later. And RZA was like, yo, you got a hook for this? And Meth did his little 10, 15 minutes. And I'm looking at him like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yo, that hook was crazy to me. I was like, yo, this nigga just spit that out. Like, it was amazing because, you know, I was rapping with the Clan for back in the days, but I wasn't trying to rap no more. You know what I'm saying? I was cool. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, shit. Then next thing you know, RZA called me like a week or two later and was like, yo, this gonna be a single. I was like, yo, that's what's up. Do your thing, you know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, you gotta be on, you gotta get down with this shit. And I was like, nah, I'm good. Yo, I ain't trying to hear all that shit right now. Yo, you see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm just over here getting money. I ain't trying to be a part of that. He's like, yo, it's already done. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and we shooting a video for it. I'm like, yo, I don't know, Lord. I might not even show up.
That was a crazy story because, like, before I get into the story, salute to 24/7 hip hop. 24/7 hip hop. Shout out to y'all platform for that visual, that conversation that y'all had with Cappadonna. Cappadonna is one of the greatest, man. And I didn't know that was his first verse ever, being a part of the Wu-Tang Clan. We get ready to get right into the record, man, because I got an extra clip that I want to play. And we get ready to check out and see who had the best verse on Ice Cream. Come on now.
Watch these rap niggas get all up in your guts. French vanilla butter pecan chocolate deluxe. Even caramel sundaes is getting touched and scooped in my ice cream truck. Who tears it up?
Yo, honey dip, summertime, fine jury dripping. Seen you on pickings with a bunch of chickens, how you clicking? I kept shooting strong notes as we got close. She rock rope, honey throat smelling like impulse. Your whole shell, baby's wicked like Nimrod. Caught me like a freshwater straw, or may I not be God? Attitude is very rude, boo. Crabby like seafood, it turns me on like Vine, see it all rude. They call me Starkey Love on check the strategy by any means. Shirley Temple Cross was done by Billy Jeans. Black Mrs. America, your name is Erica, right? True. Lazy apple, small feet, 6 shoe. Caramel complexion, breath smelling like cinnamon. Excuse me, hun, the dog me no harm. Turn around again. Goddamn, backyard's banging like a Benzie. If I was Jiggy, you'd be spotted like Spot McKenzie. I'm high powered, put a Dina Howard to sleep. You're parting. That bitch been on my mind all week. But back to you, Maybelline Queen. Let's make a team. You can have anything in this world except cream. So what you wanna do? What you wanna do? Let's go ahead and walk these dogs and represent Woo.
I got to stop it for a minute because something that I'm seeing that is repeating with me doing these verse war shows is that people have the perception of the person who set the precedent for the introduction to the song to be the best verse. Because on the poll, I'm going to show it again while I'm conversing. On the poll, people said that Ghostface had the best verse. You know, he set the precedent to the song to set everybody else up for success. And it's an art to being a great rapper, to helping your partners have, you know what I mean, successful verses or whatever. And I'm going to go ahead and play the clip. I ain't going to keep talking. Before I play the verses, I'm going to play what, Raekwon had to say about the song.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. You back. Go ahead.
All right. So, yeah, anyway, like I said, RZA was like, yo.
Rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop. Salute. Your contributions is unprecedented. Rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop. If you're a hip-hop connoisseur, historian, you know what he contributed to the culture. Rest in peace, big dog.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. You back. Go ahead.
All right. So, yeah, anyway, like I said, RZA was like, yo, y'all got too many, jungle type of rhymes on there. We need something for the female perspective. So at that time, me and Ghost was like, yo, we ain't really making this album for the women, but at the end of the day, we respect what he said because we did have a lot of female followers, at that time. Meth was the Michael Jackson of the crew, so we knew that we had an audience of girls liking us. So we all agreed like, yo, all right, yeah, we better have at least one for the ladies, So next thing you know, the beat RZA had sound like an ice cream type of beat. If you listen to the beat itself, and see, one thing I'm gonna do, School, I'm gonna tell you, I'm working on a documentary, so I'm gonna really give you the facts, and the doc, but I'm giving you a little bit right now. But anyway, the beat sounded like.
I'm gonna be the first online for that. You know that, right?
Of course.
Okay, so just keep talking.
So anyway, you know what I mean? The beat sounded like an ice cream truck. It sounded like you could have heard that on the ice cream truck. So we still ain't have a name for it yet, but we knew that might have been the closest, softest, but fly shit that's going to make the album. So when it came down to the hook, I'm not Captain Hook. I don't really fuck with hooks like that. So at the end of the day, Meth was there. He was in the room. Yo, Meth, handle that. Meth handled it. Yo, watch these rap niggas get all up in your guts. He came with it. You know what I mean? Go set it off, your honey dip, summertime, fine jury. So we knew that the rhyme was going to be something catered to the females based on the fact of the hook made so much sense.
that was an aggressive female record. You know, Ice Cream and females. It's kind of it's different to make this type of song be the female record. But let's get back into the record to see who had the best verse.
All up in your guts. French vanilla butter pecan chocolate deluxe. Even caramel sundaes is getting touched and scooped in my ice cream truck. Who tears it up?
Challenge finest. What up, boo? Peace, your highness, yo, I'm lounging. Big dick style, y'all niggas is the flyers. Moves you're making, true fire chooses, shaking out a rape patient. You're looking good, fly colored Asian. Ghettos, them is your hometown. We could go the whole round. After that, I'm shooting downtown. I'm rocking hats and your wig is all intact. Who's that queen bee chick? Eyes pearly black. Freaks be moving in fly sneaks. 2-finger rings and gold teeth. And ain't afraid the whole heat. So when I step in the square, dear, you better have cream this shit. Weekends, Ben, I get
Watch these rap niggas get all up in your guts. French vanilla butter pecan chocolate deluxe. Even caramel sundaes is getting touched. Scooped in my ice cream truck. Who tears it up?
Black chocolate girl, wonder shake ground like thunder. Politic to your deficit step, give me your number. Your sexy, persuasive tatas and thighs. Catch my eyes like highs, I want your bodily surprise. Double down sometime, ice cream, you got me falling out like a cripple. I love you like I love my dick size. Ooh, baby, I miss you. Your sweet tender touches take pulls off the Duchess. Orgasm in my mind, stay masturbating your clutches. I want you for self like wealth, so play me closely. Bitches paranoia for this thing, who want the most of me? Only a hard dozen wanna be calling me cousin. Thirsty for my catalog, baby, shopping spree 11. Call me if you wanna get dug like the pockets. I just am like a giant, break wounds out of the sockets.
One more time before we get to the bridge. I think that's what Method Man created, was a bridge. I can't say that was a verse, or am I wrong? But we're going to listen to it. But for that to be Cappadonna's first verse, I could hear that it was kind of wild. It wasn't in pocket like that. But for that to be his first verse, Cappadonna is legendary. And I got to go back and listen to some of his independent records that he did on his own, because he killed it on this record and he killed it on a plethora of Wu-Tang records. You know, he was one of the raw and realest out of the group. But, you know, I don't hear too many people from Tennessee or the Carolinas or Georgia give the Wu-Tang the credit they deserve. When I do meet brothers that celebrate the Wu-Tang, they are a special type of individual that is really knowledgeable about hip hop. Because I don't hear people talk about Cappadonna, Ghostface, RZA, Jizza, you know. And another thing about RZA, I got to give him his props before I go, because I'm about done. I'm about to wrap up the show, and we're gonna play Meth verse. But this song has 3 different records sampled in it. For that to come out in 95 or 96, it took a skill to do that. And this is a question that I pose to y'all. Where does RZA rank as one of the top producers ever to exist? Is he in the top 10? Is he in the top 5? Is he y'all number 1? Now, before I go, and before I play the Meth verse, I want to put up another poll that I recently did on the channel. And I want y'all to keep voting on this poll also. But 1996, it was a hell of a year. It was more albums than this also. And this album, I didn't put it in the poll, but it was released this year also. Only built for Cuban links. You see the statistics, it's 134 votes. Tomorrow it'll probably be 300 to 500 votes. But we're gonna keep playing that. Let me play that. Put that back up on the screen. Tupac, All Eyes on Me is busting ass with 60%. Nas is in close second with 19%. The Score and Reasonable Doubt is at 10%. Now, I feel as if Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z's album, his debut album at that, has been disrespected for a long time. But in comparison to those albums, I don't know where it ranked though, but that Tupac, All Eyes on Me, I don't even think that's his best album, but it was his most potent album because he was just being released from prison. and it was a double disc, and it was produced by Dre and Daz and all them boys, and had Meth featured on it. Meth and Redman is featured on one of the best songs on there, on a Daz produced track. But I feel like man, all those albums was classic, all of them. To see Reasonable Doubt last is crazy. Let's get back to the record. Meth verse.
Niggas what? It's the after party, your bitches wanna fuck. Watch these rap niggas get all up in your guts. French vanilla, butter, pecan, chocolate deluxe. Even caramel sundaes is getting touched. Scooped in the ice cream truck, who tears it up? Ice cold bitches melt down when in my clutch and want they titties sucked. Ice cream, yeah. Your guts, French vanilla, butter, pecan, chocolate deluxe. Even caramel sundaes is getting touched. Scooped in the ice cream truck, who tears it up? Ice cold bitches melt down when in the clutch. They want their titties sucked. Ice cream. One love to my chocolate deluxes. Keep your nails done and your wigs tight. Rolled up. One love to my butter pecan Ricans for calling me Poppy. That's for real. One love to caramel sundae with the cherries on top. Yeah. And big up to my French vanillas. Parlez-vous français, mi amour, merci, oui oui, bonbons and all that good stuff. That good stuff.
I agree with y'all on the poll. The only thing that I will move around is Cappadonna and Method Man. I will put Cappadonna at 2 because that was his first verse. Method Man was already seasoned and a killer and ready to go with his lyrics and his bars. He was ready. But, you know, all of these polls, the artists that started the record, except on the Jay-Z Poppin' Tags record that we did last week, Twista won that from the masses and from me also. And he was second. But Andre 3000 killed it on International Players Anthem, and he won that poll. But Ghostface Killer won this poll, most definitely. The only thing I would change around is I would put Cappadonna at 2, Method Man at 3, and Raekwon last on his own song. And no disrespect to Raekwon because you was killing it. Salute to RZA. I wonder who that engineer was who mixed and mastered that song because that beat is still relevant today and still could exist in this space today. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show, man. Thank y'all. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money. And I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.